Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Jalen Says. And right now, we're with Miss Dena King Oliver.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
Well, thank you for coming on. How are you today?
I am just wonderful.
Yes, you are a chef. Very, very impressive. You are also a model, an actor, and a lot of other things. Other things. So, can you tell us a little bit of the stuff that you do?
Okay, well, I do a little modeling. I bake. I just started baking during the pandemic, and it has taken up almost like a second business. And also, I have started a support group for those living with vitiligo.
Yes.
And it's interesting that you chose to do this because this is Vitilogo Awareness Month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is what I'm excited about that, and I have a
Yeah.
lot of things planned with that too as far as this month.
Yeah. Well, what are your plans for Vitiligo Month?
Okay, what I'm doing this weekend is getting together with with my group, and we're gonna create a video talking about how long we've had this. I really don't want to say it all, but let's talk about bring us together and talk about vitiligo and our life experience.
Yeah. Wow. Nice. Nice.
So
So,
that
what
go
do you
ahead.
cook?
I bake pies, I bake cakes,
Wow.
and I love cinnamon rolls. And my favorite, one of my top sellers, is the peach cobbler pound cake and the yellow velvet. And everyone loves my cinnamon rolls.
Nice. Nice.
That is
Nice.
really, 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 really good. Really good. I just down to bring some down that way too one time. Okay.
So, who is your inspiration to cook?
Really, I do not have a specific person because I'm one of those ones I really didn't really too much care about, for cooking. And then, like I say, it's just during the pandemic, not having anything to do, and I would just, see recipes and I try it out. And with trying it out, people just start liking it. So, and I just started taking an enjoyment in it. So, and I love it.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
What were you doing before the pandemic? When you.
Okay, I am an early child care educator. I have an in-home business. I take care of kids from birth to 5. So that's what I do on a daily basis.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah.
incredible. What gave you the idea to do that?
Well, I started off as a licensed foster parent, and I always have had a big drive for just taking care of kids. Even when I was taking care of my nephews and nieces, and I always had a joy to just explore the young mind and to also give them as much as I have in me to give to them. And I like it being at home is because the home is where the foundation begins. So, and I have my kids. I mean, they're wonderful. I have no problems. I have better control than their parents, believe it or not. But I always had a love for kids. They're just like funny little people.
How old are your kids now? Foster.
My own biological children or the kids in my care.
Well, your foster kids first.
Okay, they're 8 and 11. 8 and
Nice.
11.
Nice. Nice. So, what are their names?
Christopher and Kimbria.
Nice. Nice. So, you also have real children too.
Yes, and
First, biological children.
they're grown. They are grown on their own and married.
Do they ever come and help out with baking and stuff?
Oh no, they don't have time for that. They just come when I say it's done, they're over. That's it. They just want to eat it. So that, but that's okay because I do it out of fun. So I don't mind baking and giving it away. It doesn't matter. It's just the enjoyment of
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
it. So,
So you also model and do a little acting. What got you into that?
well, my cousin, my cousin, she acts and she models. She's the one that has gotten me into, doing those things. Because other than that, I was just working, coming home, just doing me. So, and she was like, "Well, come on, let's try it. Let's try it." I really didn't want to do it because at that point in time, of course, I have vitiligo. I had some self consciousness about myself at that time. And so she was like, "Well, nobody's gonna worry about that. Just come on, let's try it." And so I did it, and and that got me into doing a little acting, so the stage plays, and all of that. So when I found my comfort zone, and I was okay with that. So my cousin, I owe it all to her.
Nice, nice. And when was the first time when you modeled?
Oh wow, it's been a long time. It's been about 4 years ago, and I think that one was in It was right here in Birmingham. Um, so I don't can't remember where, but it was right here in Birmingham.
Nice. So who were you modeling and what were you modeling for?
And I was just I can't think of the name of the show, but it was just some just a local boutiques around the city, and I was a part of a modeling agency at that time. So and they kind of networked together and collaborated on bringing in a show. So, and that's what I've done, and I've also did I think when they did like casting or trying to looking for Ashley Stewart or something like that, I've always came to Georgia and did that as well.
Nice.
Mhm.
So when was your most recent time modeling and acting?
My most recent time, Uh, it's been a while. I mean, it's been like over a year ago because with the pandemic and everything, so they kind of put it everything on hold. But it was a bad. Okay, this is 2021. 2018 is when I did my last stage play. And modeling wise, I really don't do that as much as I used to, but I'm starting to get back into that because I'm trying to really focus on finishing up my book.
Oh, you have a book. What is the book about?
It's about my experience with vitiligo. So hopefully, that can kind of encourage, someone, to be free and accept what God has given us, with that, and how to deal with that on my personal experience.
So were you born or did you go into vitiligo?
I went into vitiligo. I wasn't born with it. It came out on when I was about 16, 17 years old. So I'm in high school. So, I guess you would never know that because you're not as old as I am. But it happened when I was started to come out when I was in high school. And um, it was, at that time, I really didn't know anything about it. But to kind of go back a little bit, my brother as well has vitiligo. And he was about 2 years old when it came out on him. So at that time, during that time, people really did not know and didn't understand what it was. So now I'm 16, 17 years old in high school. And to find out that I'm not gonna say breaking out, but these little white patches that are coming in my face, started in my hands, and then, over time just progressing. So I can think back, as I think back now as an adult, I can say I could say I'm an outgoing person, and I had a lot of close friends in high school. And I just feel like I wonder why now when I look back, why don't I have that close relationship with them now? Because again, No one knew about it. No one knew nothing about it. So, and
Mm.
I'm thinking that, well, okay, then. So the best thing for them to do, they probably just kind of pull it back. You know what I'm saying? Because you got this friend of yours who is changing colors, and you don't know. So I just pulled back, and I always wondered, now why did that happen? So, but that's something in the future of me trying to get together to try to find, just find out what happened, and then to also to educate.
So, how was your experience to school before Vitiligo and after Vitiligo?
Well, and like I say, I was 16, 17. So at this time, I'm just beginning to come, is it beginning to come out. So I can say it was okay because, I'm in, going in my senior year of high school. So I still had friends, but we weren't really like hanging out like we used to. It just kind of like things just kind of went its way. So now I've graduated high school, and I'm working, and so I can just remember a time. I might be kind of jumping the subject though, but I remember a time when I was working,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I can remember one of my managers at that time. I used to have a spot right here on my nose. My whole face was dark. I had a spot right here. And she used to call me a bunny rabbit, And I was like, yeah, I can say it. It did hurt my feelings, but at the same time, I'm like, whatever, it's okay. So, but I used to be called a rabbit, because I had a spot on my nose. So just being in the work, force and the working field, and that experience of trying to meet people, and I just kind of just stuck with the people that accepted me regardless. So, but I can't say I had a hard time in my working, but I did have a lot of, because I'm in customer service, I did have people
Mm-hmm.
looking, questioning,
Mm.
what is that? Why is she look, like that, as opposed, than them just asking me, because I didn't have a problem with talking about
So, what jobs did you do besides,
it. Well, I was always in. I started in, in fast food. So, and I always was in management positions. So I did, ran the business. So, and that's what I've done until I came into childcare. Then went back to college, and earned my degrees in that, in early childhood education.
yeah.
So, but with the vitiligo experience, it is a very, very mental. It
Mm.
has effect on people. My days were not good all the time. Because that's one of the things what I would try to educate people on. That it's a constant battle daily with us, to be stared at, pointed at,
Mm.
whispered upon, and those that right there is one of the worst things that anyone could, with some type of skin condition or disability, can ever face,
Mm.
because we just want to be treated just like you.
Yeah.
So, not saying that, even you can be normal and people will talk about you, but to having a condition that makes it even worse. And I often say, sometimes we are approachable. We don't mind talking about it. And to know that, you walking through a department store and you see somebody seeing, and then you turn around and you can notice them looking, and they turn away like they're not saying anything. But I've oftentimes, just say, out of what I'm feeling, hey, is something wrong? Is something you need to ask me? They be like, no, 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 everything okay. So, but ask anyway. I can remember a time where I was in Walmart. Everybody loves Walmart, but I was in Walmart, and this little girl was like, "Oh, mommy, there's Minnie Mouse. There's Minnie Mouse," and I'm looking around like, "Who is she talking to?" And
Oh
I'm
man.
like, "There's Minnie Mouse," and she did. And next thing I turned around, and she was like, there she is," and I'm like, "Oh my god!" And they're like, "Minnie Mouse to you?" I just kind of laughed at it because it was hilarious. And I was like, Minnie. I'm like, Minnie Mouse out of all things, Minnie Mouse. But okay, she's a child. That's what she saw. So, and I was like, oh, it just broke. It just my heart felt for her because I'm like, oh, she's just a baby. She don't know. And I'm like, well, oh, I look like Minnie Mouse to you. So I went on to explain to her what it was. But she didn't understand, and she just got touched, her hand and just, swipe, rub my arm, and I was like, oh, it's okay, but I'm not Minnie Mouse. My name is Dena. So like that. But you know, it's a lot of things, and we are vitiligo is 1% population of us, so that's worldwide, and and it's not a disease, it is a autoimmune.
Hmm.
We have the cells that are being produced to keep our skin dark is
Yeah.
being attacked, so that would cause the pigment to change.
Yeah.
So, but it just destroys our dark pigments, the cells. They keep us dark.
Yeah.
That's about it.
So when is your book gonna be, planning to release?
No, I mean I don't know. I'm like I say, I'm still in the working process with that, and I have been working on it for years. And a lot of things, in life, comes and I get distracted with, working, being a wife, being a mother, and trying to do modeling. And I have my younger daughter; she's into modeling, so I just kind of put that on the back burner. So I'm gonna say at least about next year sometime. Next
Nice.
year sometime.
Nice.
Hopefully. Hopefully that it'll come on. It'll be ready by then. But now I'm just trying to stay focused on that right now so I can complete it.
Yes. So you said your younger daughter also models. Do you
Yes.
have any plans of, modeling with her and stuff like that in the future?
Oh yes. I do plan on being, modeling with her in the future, but I just really want to just focus on my book, and then I can focus on just her. So I can just kind of step back because I have a lot of things that, I have going on as it is. So with that being, said, I just rather just kind of step back a little bit and just work on that and work on her. And that way I can kind of get this support group off the ground and running the way I want it to, to be.
Yeah.
So that is one of my the support group is one of my main focus right now.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
because I think a lot of people need to know about this so they can better understand it.
And by the way, guys, Miss Iomikoe Johnson won't be able to make it today, but we'd like to thank you for coming in. And let's get back to the interview.
Okay, she's not coming out, so I'm looking forward to seeing her, but maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Okay.
So, what are your plans for the future?
My plans for the future is to like I'm saying, I want to focus on my vitiligo platform. I want to be able to get into the schools and be able to educate those children because I have kids that are a part of my support group that has vitiligo. I want to be able to get into the schools and talk to the kids. I want to be able to stand out on all different types of platforms and talk about it. Because here in Alabama, we don't have many people, well, really, I don't know of, that's talking about this, that are even, you know, really even showing an interest in it, you know. So, and I feel like that is what I am here to do.
Yeah, to educate people because some don't even know about it.
They don't even know about it, and the thing about it is, what is so crazy about it is that I I really don't come in contact with any people with vitiligo. The people that I am in contact with, I reached out on Facebook just saying anybody with vitiligo, contact me. So I had some people to inbox me, but it's a lot of, you know, others that are not ready, like me, you know, want to be out there in the open, want to be out, you know, on the big stage, so to speak, to talk about it. They rather just keeping, you know, themselves hid, and which I understand that because I have been 4 years free. And what I mean by 4 years free, I used to cover myself
Mm.
with cover cream, with makeup for 4 years. So I can understand when they are not comfortable because I had to get to that point myself to know that, okay, I'm beautiful just the way I am. And I have to accept myself because this is what life is for me right now. Until when, you know, it comes and goes, you know. I can have a, last year this time my whole face was completely white. But see now you see I have brown patches, you know, on my cheek and here. So I don't know what next year might be. So it kind of, and that's one of the things that kind of get, you know, mentally wise and kind of like, oh, what is it? It needs to make up its mind what it's going to do, but you never know.
Yeah.
So it affects, you know, your hair. My hair grade, you know, fast. It affects your hair. Um, what is it? You know, hands, feet, you know, body. You know, it just eyes a little bit, and with people with a vitiligo suffer with vitamin D deficiency because we can't be in the sun like that unless we're covered in sunscreen because we easily burn really bad. I've experienced it twice, and it's terrible. It's
Mm.
terrible. But so we have to be careful with that. So that's why, you know, vitamin D, we just have to take vitamins to be able to get that supplement because the sun can we can't get it from the sun.
So what you're saying is, if you know went out to the beach to get your mid tan, that mid tan, you'd get more of like a baconish color.
Ooh, yes, you would burn just like bacon.
Mm. Mm.
You would burn just like bacon. It is, oh my God, it's horrible. I
Mm.
mean, to have a get a sunburn and it's, oh my goodness. That is an experience I don't want to, you know, do. Sometimes I forget to even put it on, but
Mm.
after getting burned twice, I
I
think I
mean,
need to remember. So, you know, but
so
even with bad wearing a big straw hat or something on my head because, you know, of that, you know, because my scalp is sensitive to the light as well. So I have to be extremely careful. We have to be extremely careful when being out there in the sun.
like, how bad really is it? Like, really, really, like red or?
The strange thing about it, I don't know, you know of anyone that has ever been sunburned? I you can be out there and you really don't even know you're sunburned until you kind of like get home and you kind of settle down for the evening. You know, you feel type kind of sick, a sick feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and next thing you know, you just red all over,
Mm.
and it itches, and you just really thirsty, and that's how you know. But I had one sunburn. I think the last one that I really had was really bad. I was having flu like symptoms,
Mm.
and I had sun poisoning.
Mm.
It was just that bad. So, and I wasn't even aware of it until I had gotten home that evening and noticed that I was starting to feel ill.
Mm.
And so, and it wasn't getting better after a day or two. So I ended up having to go to the doctor, and that's when he told me I had sun poisoning.
Mm,
And when that happened, that's when the brown patches came up on my face.
mm, uh,
So and that's where that came from. So we have to be extremely careful out there when it comes to that sun.
yes. So they say like 1% of the whole world
Mm-hmm.
has vitiligo. Do you
Yes.
think there's more than that?
It probably is, but like some people probably just saying, well, okay, I'm changing. They don't even get it, properly diagnosed. Because it also can be confused with, because I've heard, I don't know scientifically, but I've heard that lupus can cause you to, lose your pigment as well.
Mm,
So you might have that person that might think they have it, and it could be something else. So, but it not being properly diagnosed, and it could be more than that. So, because it's all over the world, it affects all gender, race. It doesn't matter, because I have a lot of Facebook friends that are all over the country that also dealing with the same things, same life experiences, and just being able to just deal and cope with it on a daily basis.
yes. So, like, what do you see for this in 10 years with your book out and your coping and all of that? Where do you want to get with this? Where do you want to have like this business on, helping people, feel comfortable with their self image? What is your plan?
That is my plan, to be able to build that confidence and in that person, because sometimes it takes someone that has walked in your shoes to be able to tell you and to be able to help you, to be able to guide you. So if you don't, it's just like you couldn't tell me how I feel because you don't haven't walked in my shoes.
Yeah.
So if that person say, well, I don't know if I can do this, I'm like, yes, you can. All it takes is believing in yourself, accepting yourself, and knowing that I look at vitiligo as a walking canvas. It is because it comes in different shapes, shade. I mean, it is so beautiful when I look at it like, wow, how could God do that? It's just looking at a tree. Have you ever just really looked at something and you were like, well, how was that created? Look at the shape, look at the definition of it, and to see how deep it is. And that's what I look at us as people with vitiligo. I mean, it is amazing to be able to form a shape that looks like a heart or look like a boat or something that you can kind of like look at yourself and say, wow, that looks like so and so, whatever. No, but just knowing that, but all I want to see out of this is being for myself is to be able to help as many as I can to be able to cope and to deal with and uplift that has vitiligo or in any type of disability, because it's all in the one and the same, because we all get looked at that way instead of being treated like it is not there. And that's how I want the world to look at us, anyone with any type of disability, to just treat us like we're like you. And that's all we want, is to be treated just like you.
Yes. So, if a treatment came out to quote cure vitiligo, would you take it?
No, I don't think I would. I honestly wouldn't, because my family is used to me like this. And you don't want to put them, I would say, through that again because you haven't had to deal with the change. And then you have to go back to the process of changing back And then you're like, well, was she like this? And wait, because it's going to be a process. You got a process from coming from light to dark. So just imagine what that would look like. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think I would. Because for right, but right now at this moment, there's no cure for it. You
Yes.
know, it can go away and come back, go away and come back, but it's no permanent fix. So I have tried going on the light system with the cream, and I've always done the cream with laying out in the sun. That was worse than almost getting a sunburn because it's cooking into your skin, you
Mm.
know? So, and I just couldn't take that. So I just chose to just let whatever's going to happen, happen, you know? So it's, it's, I see, I'm talking about it, but, I tried, I don't want to get too emotional about it because when I think really deep, or how it really actually really affects us, I probably have everybody on here crying. So, but it's really bad. Even trying to even just, start a relationship. No, but I've been married, 20 years, but still I had to start there, and to be able to know, okay, would he want to, date me? Is he with me because he feels sorry for me? I think I can't, things like that.
Yeah.
It crosses your mind, So, but I've been fortunate enough. I do have a great and amazing husband, and a good support system with my children and my family, and friends, and that it show me so much love and to keep me uplifted, even when times when I don't feel like today, I feel like I'm ugly today. You know, I don't feel like being that person that's all bubbly and happy. I don't feel like that today because I look at me and I have to constantly encourage myself. And I have to constantly, say, hey, you're beautiful. We're not going to go there today. You need to pick yourself up and let's do this. So, and that's why I say it's a struggle some days, and I'm also, I can attest that all of us feel that way, on some days.
How do you think you improved with, like your confidence in yourself, your self image, and how you just improved as a person in this past 10 to 15 years?
How can I have the what now? Say that again.
How do you think you improved as a person and improved your confidence for your vitiligo?
Oh, okay, from the past up until now. How did
Yeah.
I get myself to be right here in this place?
Yeah. How
Okay.
have you improved
Okay.
for
I've
your,
improved because I can tell you, okay, like I said, I was always an outgoing person. And I felt like at the time I'm gonna take it back. It was this man that I was walking one day and I had my head down and
Mhm.
he walked past me and he was like, hey, hold your head up. And I'm looking at him like, what he talking to me. So, and
Like,
he said, hold your head up. He said, you are beautiful. And you don't ever hold your head down. Hold your head up. There's nothing wrong with you. And you walk with confidence. You don't have to do that. Hold your head up. And since, and I think about that man all the time because he was like, there was a push for me at that time. And I look back and I see it now, even though I hadn't always been here because I still had obstacles, that I had to face through life, to know that I was going to be here in this place one day.
yes.
So, and I see myself then and like now, I am almost, I can say, 98% confident. I'm not 100% because I say I still have days, but
Well,
I
at
can
least
say,
better than one.
huh?
At least that's better than 1%.
Yeah. So, and I'm just like, I'm almost there. So,
Yeah.
and I just feel like I had to create a more outgoing person to be able to deal with me, if you understand what I'm saying. So that outgoing person can say, "Girl, come on here. You can do this. You got this." No, but I also have that person like, "Okay, no, it ain't. This is not it." Because I can think of times of going to a model call, and I'm sitting in the, I'm sitting back, because I sit back by myself, and I can kind of observe things, and I can see, feel, and I'm like, "Girl, what are you doing here? You know they don't want you doing anything. You need to go, And then I tear up, as a grown woman now. I would tear up and I'll just be like in the back, just, wiping my eyes and stuff and steadily trying to, build myself up. So now you got this outgoing person trying to surface. Like, come on, girl, you can do this, you can do this. Come on, these people are not even thinking about you, they're not looking at you that way, and stuff like that. So, and I'm like, well, okay, so and I have to that outgoing person on the inside of me has to come up. So I've created that person to give me that boost because I know if I'm the only one in the room with a bit of lingo, I know this attention is on me. Okay, so and I'm like, okay, you got to pump it up, and I've been like that several times, So and I have to constantly always talk to myself. So from then to now, I had to create that outgoing person that spills out on the outside to be able to help me to stand today. So, and I think that probably a lot of us probably feel that way. It's always creating. I'm not saying we have split personalities or anything like that, but it's just that inner person to give you that boost to go ahead on to keep moving on, to keep moving.
Yeah. All right, you're gonna make all the audience tear up, but like, this is very wow.
Yes, I mean it's a lot, Jalen. It is really a lot to deal with. That people and just the world, will slowly begin to be noticed. Because I see the commercials, and the thing about it is, what I've noticed about commercials and all, that they only give us a little snippet of show. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the long duration of the commercial. It's just like we are pop in and pop out. So it means that we're gradually being put out there, but some can't see the whole you. It's just like I'm in the commercial, and I'm in like this, and next thing I'm gone. You know, and I don't know if you ever seen that before, but I pay attention to that, and which is amazing. And I'm glad that it is being able to come to the surface, but
Yes.
to be able to put us, out there. So because we can act, we can sing, we can dance, we can do all of those things. But just being able to get that opportunity and not having to put us on the back burner, not accept us because of what we look like. Because we, want that entertainment life as well.
Yes.
So, and it is good that it's beginning to come out that way. So, but at the same time, hey, we still have battles. We still have battles. And we
Yeah.
have a long way to go to be able to build that village to be able to strive and to make it to where we're trying to make it to. And that's just getting everybody educated on it and getting everybody to understand that we are approachable. We
Yeah.
will talk about it.
Yeah. So, what are your hobbies besides baking and acting and stuff? You're about to make the audience tear up, okay?
But
This this
I don't want him to tear up cause I'm trying to hold back my own, right? Cause I'm sitting here, look, I'm sitting here twirling on this right here. Just that's why I'm looking down. You see me? Because I get very emotional when it comes to this because it's very dear to my heart.
yes.
And if you want hobbies, I really don't have any hobbies right now. But like I used to, because I was into basketball, baseball, and all that stuff. But I really don't have anything to do once you come, really a parent, you really don't have hobbies for real. So ask your mom, really have hobbies. You kids are our hobbies, but and I'm just trying to hold back, the feel because it's really deep. It's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. And see, why you trying to make me cry, Jalen? You can make me cry. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry because it's a good thing. It's a good thing that you're doing this. And to be able to have that, you as a young man to be able to put this on like this. I've never, seen anyone get on here and talk with you, like this, or pretty much any, network, social media, to talk about this. And then some years ago, I think I saw it on the news or something here. It probably about 20, 25 years ago. But I don't see it on a regular, because this is not something people don't talk about. But that's gonna change, Jalen. You're gonna change this thing right here. You're gonna change it.
So
You're not gonna make me cry. So I'm trying. Hmm. Yeah, because it's very dead. I'm very passionate about it, and I can talk on it, forever because I want my brothers and sisters in the Vitilogo community to know I understand, I feel your pain, I feel that. But we're going to have to rise up and let everyone know and to educate everyone about this. We're not contagious. We can't spread it from one person to another. And let me tell you this right here. And I'm gonna this probably would, kind of make everybody mad when I say this. I had this girl one time to say she was asking me about my skin, right? And I was like, and she was like, she said, "Well, do you shed in the bed?" I shed my skin, and I was like, "No." And I just looked at her, and I was like, some people would really get offended by that, and probably almost, you know. But I just looked at her. No, my skin do not shed. I'm not a snake. You know, yeah, I mean, how can you find yourself to say that? But I'm like, I just, kind of just walked away from that. But she asked me, did I shed in the bed?
wow.
That was
Wow.
terrible, wasn't it? That
Mm.
was terrible. That was
Wow.
terrible. And I was like, oh my God, this girl here. So again, that was some time ago. So again, if you don't know, so ignorance is the knowledge of not knowing. So that was just ignorant. So I didn't know too much. I still don't know as much, but I know enough that it has to do with come to find out it's hereditary. Because I have a uncle, which is my grandmother's brother, and it does skip generations. So I have my grandmother's brother. I have a second cousin and my brother. So who's to say on down the run? That another cousin's child would have it on down. So, but it is hereditary. It doesn't have to do anything with the food type of food that you eat.
Yes.
Um, huh?
Yeah. There's a lot of misconceptions about vitiligo, saying you don't take care of your skin. That's why and stuff like that. But just a rare thing that happens.
Yes, it is. It is very rare. So and it can be. I've also encountered people that they were the only one in the family that had it.
Hmm.
So it can go back, from the beginning when I came out with it, they really didn't know much about it. So as time went on, I try to research and try to learn as much as I can about it. And it can be, come from stress, um, um, stress, trauma, and hereditary genetics. I mean, it's a number of things now. So, but I would like to see more experiments that and money that they put into research to just try to get deeper into it to try to find out where what really are some of the main triggers of it because like I said it's not it can't be transmitted from one person to another. So just try to find out, just put some in, money, invest some money into it, some research into it, and try to find out.
Yeah. Now
So,
we have one audience question. Do you take all stares as negative looks?
uh, no, I do not. Um, no, I do not. But I look at it. I tell you what, it depends on how my day is going. But like I was telling you, that might be my day. I might not be feeling good about myself that day. So, but no, but majority of the time, yeah, I take it as okay. She's beautiful. She's different. Wow, what happened? So I look at it as they're just curious. So that's what I look at it. Some of the stares, yes.
I I actually used to do that, but the reason I'd look away normally is because I wouldn't think you'd like, me staring at you. Because I mean, if I saw someone staring at me from behind my back, I mean, that'd be weird. So yeah.
And that is that, and that's it right there. To be honest, about that, that is because we all have done it. So it's just like when I take my young kids out and we see somebody that's different, and they would stare because children do that. So, and I would say, no, stop staring. If you want to know, go ask. So now with a parent, of a child and they're staring at me, they say, stop looking, don't do that. So, and I'm like, no, they're looking at me because I'm different. And they're wondering what is it. Don't ever tell them not to look. I mean, not to stare because they're staring because they're children and they're curious about what is going on. So I just took it upon myself to just explain it myself. So, but yeah, it kind of be, yeah, it can be weird sometimes.
So when was the weirdest and strangest time do you shed in the bed? When is the weirdest time that someone asks you about, well, your skin disease, what vitiligo,
um,
besides do you shed in the bed? Hmm.
let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to know where the cough coming from, but I'm trying to see what is the. Oh wow, I had so many of them. So but I can remember going while I was working on a job, and at this time my hands was only white,
Mm.
and some of the employees didn't even want me to touch them. You know, like, you know,
Like you had the Midas touch and turned them into gold or something.
yeah. So they say, no, 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 I don't want her touching me. So they would avoid me. And I didn't even know that until one of the other employees had told me that. But they just kind of stayed away. But I really don't remember too many of those because at that time I just kind of just keep walking. But now when by vitiligo is becoming kind of the norm because you see so many people now, it's you really don't get too many of those stares, you know, because people see it all the time now. So, but you do get some that just gonna look, you know, anyway. But I really can't remember a really bad stare. I can't remember a really bad stare.
Have you had anyone, questioning something since you have vitiligo when you're baking at your bake shop?
Well, no, because I bake from home, and pretty much everyone that does, patronize my business business, they pretty much kind of know me just by seeing me on Facebook. So they are already pretty much aware of it. So, and I have often, I get on it and I talk about it on social media. Social media, like anyway. So I try to put it out there as much as I can, so they don't really question it.
Now, what is your favorite food that you bake? Your favorite, not customers' favorite, or
My favorite is the buttermilk pie.
I never had buttermilk.
Really? But you know what? The buttermilk pie only consists of 1 cup of buttermilk. The rest of it is nothing but sugar.
I mean, that sounds like a pie for me. That's
But excuse me. But yes, the buttermilk pie, and I was hilarious. When I first did it, I'm like, I don't drink buttermilk. So I was like, buttermilk pie? So, because a friend of my daughter's asked me if I knew how to make it. So, and I tried it. And I think what really set it off is the crust that you use, to bake it in. So, that really sets it off. So, but that buttermilk pie is like my one of my top, and I also have done a bread pudding. What is it? White chocolate bread pudding. Ooh, white chocolate bread pudding. Oh my goodness! So that is one of my favorites too.
okay. Now, this is a very, very important question.
Hmm.
But what is your favorite food, though?
My favorite food.
Yes.
I am more of a seafood eater. Um, Sometimes I might want to pretend to be vegetarian. Sometimes, but you know, I really love oxtails. You ever had those before? They're good, right? That's
Heard of what? Sorry.
huh?
Heard of what? My volume accidentally went down.
Oh, okay, I was saying my favorite food is oxtails. Have you ever had those before? Wow, you like those, right?
Those are good. Those are good. Those are good. Those are good.
Yes, oxtails. Woo, that's my favorite. And I really enjoy eating lamb. Um, when it has a good marinade on it. I
Oh,
really, yeah, I love lamb as well. But
Me,
lamb is not something that you can eat every day just because it has that taste that you got to have a taste for. So
yeah.
lamb is good too as well. So, but
You know,
other than that, I'm pretty much a fruit and vegetable type of girl.
do you know what my favorite food was when I was a baby?
What is that?
Lamb rib bones.
Lamb. What was that? Lamb and what?
Lamb rib bones, you know.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Yeah, my
so
mom.
so your mom can cook that well?
Oh yeah, we always go out to this one place. I'm not sure if it's even like open anymore, but we
Oh, okay.
always went to this one place to get these lamb bones, and my mom always let me suck on the bones. I don't know why I liked it, but I really liked it. She said.
Because the seasoning is in the bone. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, I bought me some lamb today. I'm gonna cook them sometime. I don't know when, but I'm gonna cook them. So, but yeah, lamb is really, really good.
Crawfish.
No, I don't do crawfish. Ooh, crawfish. I don't even like to look at it. No crawfish. I love crab legs, shrimp, um, fish. I like that. I guess they call it sway or sway, or whatever however they pronounce it. But I like that too. So, but that's pretty much all of the seafood that I would eat.
No crawfish.
No crawfish.
You have
You
no
know,
idea how much that hurts me right now.
oh, I'm sorry, but I don't. I cannot imagine eating something I have to take the head off.
I mean, it's not the head; it's more like the torso and the.
Well, what I see them doing, they,
It's
God, oh
pretty.
my goodness.
It's easier. It's easier than crab.
Well, I can see it being easier, but I got no. Mm-mm. I just can't. Now, if there's somebody already had the, it already broken apart, and probably said, "Here, taste this," because I try pretty much anything. But if they said, "Taste this," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, I taste it," then I might like it. But then, other than that, no. With the eyes and looking at you and stuff, no. Who wants that? No, Jalen, no. That's not for me.
Well, okay. Uh, Miss Karen asked, "Can you ship to Minnesota?
Can I do what now?
Ship your pies to Minnesota?"
Minnesota. Oh no, I don't. I'm not. No, I don't think I can do that. I'm
Can
not.
you?
I'm not that advanced. I would love to do that, but no, I wouldn't know how to do that. I have to do some research on that.
Can you ship to Georgia though? You know, a little hookup for you
You
know.
know what? I
You
would
know,
bring it to Georgia.
you
Matter
know.
of
I
fact,
know someone. It's definitely not me. It's definitely not me.
you
His
know.
name is says Jalen. Says Jalen. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah,
I would tell. Look, I would be in Georgia next month.
yeah.
Yes. Then I
Yes,
can say I would bring it with me.
nice. Thank you, thank you. Oh
I would
wow,
bring it with me.
wow. It's wow, almost an hour. Last time I checked the clock, it was 30 minutes.
Oh yes, we have talked a long time, didn't we? Did we
Yeah.
cover enough for everyone?
Yeah, but if they want to learn more on your amazing Facebook, can you tell us the name of your Facebook?
My name on my Facebook is Vitilogo Queen of Birmingham.
Yeah.
And also on Instagram, I am Vitilogo Queen Beham. That's Bham. Vitilogo Queen Beham.
So, is there anything you want to say before we get off?
I just want you guys to continue to love on those with vitiligo. Ask all the questions you need to ask. You can reach me on social media and I can talk with you. If anything that you want to know, I'll be glad to share that with you, and also and to follow me, as well, because I have plans for my vitiligo support group here in Birmingham, Alabama. So, but I just know that we are approachable. We cannot give it to you by touching you, and just look at us as art. So, because we come in all types of designs, we just created, all of us are created different. And but we're all the same.
Yeah.
So, and that's it. That's about it.
Well, thank you for coming on, and can you stay on for a little chat afterwards?
Huh?
Can you stay on for a little chat after the show?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
And thank you to the wonderful audience out there in the audience. Thank you. And before we get off, I have some quick things to tell you. Subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe. I'll make it in all sorts of colors. Subscribe. You need to subscribe, like, and all of that jazz. Thank you. Subscribe and like. And if you want to donate to us, Cash App, $Jalen says. And Jalen Says TV, now live. Anything you do, interviewing, playing piano, cooking, baking, you could do your own baking show. And you could do basically anything. Jalen Says TV, DMS, if you want to, learn more about it. And it's on everything. It's on Amazon Fire Stick, Samsung TV, iOS, Apple. It's on every single thing. And it's way, way cheaper than a lot of things that's on the market, and it's on everything. So yeah, pretty great. Also, anniversary coming out real soon. It's gonna be soon. We have not marked a date, but it's gonna be real soon. And the last advice: cover up, because those mosquitoes are like vampires out here. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. I got bit 10 times. But stay tuned for the next interview. And thank you guys.